Hello there, everyone. So, let's talk about this Mentor tournament race that is currently underway. And it's a Spazer seed. A blessed seed, this is. I sure hate those spikes in the Screebat room. Oh man. And then DarthJosh also almost died to Minicrate. But it takes like many falls into this pit in the water before you're comfortable getting out and not taking like 100 damage in spike. Something worth mentioning because it basically never gets talked about. But welcome everyone to Super Metroid Map Rando Mentor Tournament. We are in a medium race, lower bracket. That means both these runners have taken a loss in the bracket stage. If they lose this best of 3, then they are out of the tournament forever. We have Poogle on the left, DarthJosh on the right. DarthJosh was the higher seed and chose Pirates. Very clean, very well done jumping up to the item. Did not execute the next step too well though. But where Josh jumped up to the tripper, it's very easy to get stuck between it and the ceiling, and that would push you through the enemy. And then you'd fall instead of being able to ride it. But still, gonna be in the lead. Again, Josh has the higher seed. The lower number representing the higher seed. If you want to climb Bubble Mountain like this with high jump, you would logically do it from the save door on the left. You can do a jump from over there. The way Poogle's doing it is in very hard. But Josh finds the supers already. Yeah, if you jump from the ledge that has the door on it, you get more run speed, and you can make it across. That's what you see all the time in speedruns, even. Like crossing climbing the right side of the room is 1 or 2 frames, but it saves almost 2 seconds in speedruns. But you'll still see almost everyone climb up the left side and cross over. It's just that much more consistent. Yeah, just like how Josh did it. Oh, we already got a pirate kill. Right. The Kraid Pirates, which Josh ran into. Or almost ran into and died. So you take Morph Ball to the middle of West Ocean. And then that's probably Power Bombs. Looks like Poogle's getting up here cleaner. Shot the item to reveal it, but then didn't jump to it. You gotta be careful when you reveal the item too early, too. Because then it can hide itself as you approach. And then you also can't walk off the tripper into the item. So you either want to do a spin jump, or what Poogle did was fell off. if you just stand next to the item, then the game won't treat it as you touching it. So Josh took the power bombs into the lower area. Gets missiles. Missiles are nice. The first possible filler is an E-tank. In almost all of the restreamed races here on SpeedGaming. Is only the Expert Challenge Tournament where that was not the case. Oh, did Josh turn off high jump? That's smart. You have to be really high level to be comfortable crossing West Ocean with high jump on. Even crossing with high jump off, it's in medium. Poogle's trying to figure out where to go. Doesn't have that morph ball yet. Really just trailing. At the same time, Josh not making immediate progress this second. After a second fall into the water. Now we have power bombs. Power bombs are going to be a way out. They didn't have to fall into the West Ocean. It's likely that whatever is down here connects back. Because there has to be a connection back to Bubble Mountain. So you're pretty safe doing this, and we get a gravity suit. So things are going to speed up here. With our second objective cleared even. We just look at the rate that we're making progress. This is a fast seed. Alice. I'm missing a couple of runners play with custom sprites. Like playing custom sprite is going to put you at a disadvantage. And it also just makes general movement harder. But like a bunch of the runners don't stress out over that too much. Just figure the fun of showing off the Alice sprite outweighs however much time save you get by playing Samus sprite. More supers. Josh didn't check the top door of Electric Death Room. Aw. Poogle went to the middle door of West Ocean. But to go that way, you have to do a bug boost. And with these items isn't very hard, because with Spazer you can shoot at the block, and then you just have to roll over the bug. Bug boost has different difficulty levels depending on your beam. But finds the path up top, can get power bombs. And then we'll see how they play it. But so far, finding gravity was a pretty strong route. So hopefully... I think it just makes sense to fall down here. I think it really seems like you have to go below Bubble Mountain as the next thing to do. And that's pretty guaranteed to connect. So Josh can take the save. Save all the progress. Unfortunately, Poogle didn't believe as hard. And it's gonna reset, take the loop around, get power bombs again, take the loop back. And then that puts them in... Josh can get that item. I should mention that Climb Supers in medium expects 4 hits. and would not survive 4 hits. So can get the item, but it wouldn't be logical. We're playing without mentors today. Bit of a busy block. And also middle of the day. We almost had like an overlap of 3 sets of races. But our 3rd set was cancelled. The Soa and Narrow Game 3 has been moved to tomorrow, I think. E-Tank get. When you have a one-way reachable item like that, that makes it a filler. But that would be different from the guaranteed first filler E-Tank. You'd still need an E-Tank or an item to reach that E-Tank. Once it becomes reachable, if there's nothing else, then it could be counted as the one E-Tank. So what's Josh doing? Playing a little risky here. Yes, that takes a tank and a half to go down. Then a reset. I suppose the save is right here, is the idea. So, instead of just instantly resetting, you get some scouting information. Now, the problem for poogle is they also unlocked the top of Bubble Mountain. So I don't know if this will be, like, if this can detour into something big. But that'd be bad. Unless it's not, that'd be good. But already knowing that gravity is below... Oh. So, I actually think high jump puts Mama Turtle in logic, the right item. Gravity would. There's Varia. Is this a way to get Varia? I want to see what this is. It is! Oh my god. Suddenly, the best route possible for poogle. Get out! Get out! Ooh, poogle even took the time to come down and do the loop again for this save. So poogle's gonna get Space Jump Varia, and then possibly Gravity. I can't tell if they're going to run into Gravity or not yet, because it might be a similar situation to what Josh is doing and just barely miss it. Josh heading back. Josh might be like out of options. That's usually how you are given suits early. Even though this is medium normal, suits are set to be placed late. But the requirements are high for doing that. So that's why you're going to see them earlier. So poogle's going to get this... no, you can't stand on the turtle. When the turtle wakes up, you fall into her damage box. We have a rough seed for poogle. At least watching alongside DarthJosh. Suffering a lot more setbacks. So Josh perhaps does not see the powerbomb door leading to Mama Turtle. And hopefully is confident that going through Lornar for main hall is not in logic. Getting this space jump from above is in herd. That's considered a herd notable. Oh, Poogle's trying to ride the turtle. That's very difficult. I think that's technically in very hard, but we might have moved it to expert. There's almost never any logical reason to land on the right side turtle. But it is a strat that Poogle was going for. But yeah, I'm not 100% on high jumping enough to put space jump in logic here. I think it should be reachable. As in, one-way reachable either way. So I'm just saying that it's hard to read the logical order between gravity and space jump. Yes. So DarthJosh is on the right path. I have to think Poogle doesn't know about left side jumping easier. Poogle's doing the very hard level jump to get up right side Bubble Mountain. They used to be in hard, actually. I think. It was considered the same difficulty as Gauntlet. Wow. I don't know how Poogle lived, but well done. Yeah, this is easier with Spazer shooting out the block. Very good. Poogle fell in the water again. What happened before? Poogle missed space jump the first time, that's what happened. There's your various suit. Don't land on the turtle. Oh no. Devastating. Devastating game. Did not need to do that. The turtle was randomly placed anywhere along the floor of that room, and the game put it right on top of Poogle. And then she also hasn't found any E-tanks yet. And the turtle does exactly 100 damage with one suit. But you can keep going for it. I think a mentor would tell Poogle to jump from the left side, Bubble Mountain. But even with all these doubts, you would want to keep making this play. Space jump and Varia are kinda worth it, no matter how long it takes. Alright, so Josh is here. Can go left. With double suit, you can survive in the acid. And Poogle's out. Okay. Where's the map here? The next piece of concern is, will Poogle find gravity suit or not? As if she goes left or right. Okay, gonna take the save first. Sensible, sensible. She didn't check any of West Ocean, just the item, and I guess the left door. The left door is heat, but it's not a heated room you want to do. There's just more options on the right side. But gravity is... It's the bottom right door of West Ocean. It's in the pit pirate room. Right. We do consider this a fast seed. We have double suits. Where's poogle going? You can just go through that bomb block. Like, blew up the block and then went around. Oh no. Poogle's gonna be out of power bombs after this too. Playing Chozos over here. In the bracket stage, we are not playing the boss objectives most of the time. Not your everyday boss objectives, at least. In bracket stage, the runners select the objective. DarthJosh was the higher seed and chose pirates. So as we can see on the tracker, pirates are being tracked. There are 4 pirate rooms. Very, very important to know the 4 pirate rooms if you're playing Map Rando, because those are also the rooms that awaken the world, cause the enemies, sometimes the items, but they cause the enemies to spawn in Brinstar and Criteria. Yeah, the condition for that is opening a gray non-boss door. And it just happens to be set up that it's the pirate rooms. Everest found. We are playing depth. So they start in wrecked ship. That's the second from the top. And then Taurine is third from the top. So if you go up here, there's a decent chance that it goes Criteria. But you'd also want to keep a mental map of like the shape of wrecked ship and see if it reaches the top of Main Street here. I don't think it does. I don't know the logic on acid Chozo bottom half. I think it would say you take 1 bat hit and then go through. We were not able to get mentors for this race. There's a mentor shortage all tournament. If you know how to race the hard season preset, join the Discord. You can sign up to a mentor. You see 2 majors and Meridia on DarthJosh's side. Yeah, there's no reason, like there's no need to go down acid Chozo. It's extremely rare that it's required, in my experience. Poogle's probably just making the connection that you take various suit to the heated room. And maybe is thinking that like the middle section connects and the right section dead ends or something. But I'm pretty sure that acid Chozo would need to have a loop into West Ocean. because you can't go from bottom to top. So there'd have to be another way around. And that's part of how maps are built. But there's no need to keep trying Acid Chozo. Another consideration is this filler E-tank I've been talking about. You could just try and find where that is. It's going to be the first possible filler location. Poogle hasn't found any filler items yet, as far as she's aware. Getting full power bombs. Not a great power bomb refill. But has other choices. E-tank. Josh finding all the E-tanks. It's gonna make this a very, very safe run. It's nice when it's a safe run. Then you don't have to think about managing your resources. Screw attack, it's going to speed up the individual rooms and also save on power bombs. Nope, takes another death. I think the way you do that room with space jump is you wait for the first bat to get out of the way, and then you just jump and space jump through, and then the other bats aren't blocking you. You can also take a fireball hit, and then iframe through the bat. You can damage boost, like intentionally take the hit, and then that one's pretty hard because you might land in the acid. But there's many, many rooms in this game, especially the heated ones, or maybe just usually the heated ones, where to do an actual good strat takes like a lot of practice just on that room. But Poogle sees that there's holes in this map of Wreck Ship. But probably also sees that it's been 27 minutes and hasn't made that much progress. I think the logic is friendlier than what she is saying. Okay, heading to the right. That top door is baby room. Oh, fell in the water. It's a frustrating fall. It doesn't cost much, but it builds onto the level of frustration and tilt that has been nothing but building up to this point. Josh getting the Meridian map pretty quick. We're looking for metal pirates and plasma pirates. There's Mother Brain, plasma pirates with a major. Spore spawn. Ooh, a lot of majors. Wait, how? Must be through the top. So I would say you certainly want to get plasma pirates next, since there is a major on path. Biggest thing Josh is looking for is Mother Brain damage. So Poogle took the incorrect door. The door right below that has gravity, and also an objective. Yeah, true cup holder. If you don't know what logic wants, then you tend to do things that might be too hard. There's only some cases where you don't know what the logic writers figured out that makes the strat easy. Sometimes that comes up, and so logic is written to be to say that something's not too hard, but only if you know the particular way to do it. All right, Poogle's here. Does need to come back. So this is a little tricky. So Poogle is in pit room, and the pirates are not here. So she needs to come back with a missile pack to get this objective cleared. It doesn't count if you do the room and the pirates aren't there. Anyway, I don't know what this waiting is. Probably frustration related. Gravity being right here. DarthJosh, going through the sea pretty fast. It's interesting that Meridia connects to Brinster and Torian. Not stocking up on power bombs. I tend to farm whenever convenient. But you'll see the more aggressive runners will skip these convenient farms and only refill when they're low on ammo and need it. Didn't continue to the right either. He's gonna try out on 2 power bombs. Gotta point that out. So with 2 power bombs, it's one for the Chozo, and then another to get down through the bomb blocks. And then she'll be out. This is a double suit. A single suit reduces damage by half. Double suit reduces damage by half again. So 75%. Plasma. Cute. So plasma connected to the plasma pirate room. Oh, that's a nice powerbomb farm. Surely you go down. I would think that Poogle will go down. Check the lower door there. I don't know if there's a direction that she wants to go. Using that Kang camera manip tech? That's in hard. So I think logically you take a hit from a crab there. Blinded into Torian. But Poogle got the important items out of Wreckship. That's all you need. And now we'll see if Josh wants to get the 2 majors next to Mother Brain, which seems like a solid plan. At least I would expect a trip to Brinstar from here. Since there'd be a lot of backtracking through Torian to do Torian. Now Poogle is following Josh's route. Josh has already done this, but with many more E-tanks. Heading right. I don't think we saw the wreck ship map on either side. Mostly since I missed where it is within wreck ship. Because we had both suits and all the exploration items early, other than speed. But both of them came here into Torian. Josh cleared it out, got the map. Watch out, Poogle. Yeah, Poogle's having a power bomb shortage right now. He's running through rooms that are like good power bomb farms, but not refilling all the way. So she gets one drop and then uses the power bombs and then has to go back and get more drops. Bombs and X-ray. Cool. Our runner on the right, filling their collection of major items. So for this hidden crab in the tunnel, you want to stand on the ledge here, like across from it, but scroll the camera so that it reaches all the way left. Which is easy with Moonwalk. And that way the crab will be able to walk all the way off camera and then out. It's a local crab. That means he doesn't move unless he's on camera. But you can scroll the camera so that he keeps moving. And you don't need to like be wall jumping against the wall to get him out of there. Spring ball. High value luxury right there. Yes, we're scheduled to play all 3 games back to back here. It's a medium lower bracket matchup. That means the loser is out. And I'll say that for this first game, it's not looking so good for Poogle. Really had 25 minutes of setbacks compared to what Josh went through. Yeah, there's this best of 3 between DarthJosh and Poogle on SpeedGaming 2. And then there also is a best of 3 on SpeedGaming 1 with Spectralist and Ite. The other match started a little before us. That's what's on the schedule today for Mentor Tournament. I think there's one tomorrow, and this weekend is packed again. What's been happening today and this upcoming Saturdays, the races have been scheduled over top each other. And that's really rough on mentors. So Josh ran into a grapple lock and now a speed/ice lock. And of the 4 items that he doesn't have, those are among them. Poogle was next to a major. Might have picked it up. No? Can I get the E-Tank? I understand wanting E-Tanks right now. Josh is just trying to figure out how to get this map. And it doesn't look like there's a good way to do it. So, might need to blind into one of the remaining majors. Oh, never mind. Take it back. Prince map is right here. The way Mentor Tournament is set up is the pool of mentors is much smaller than the pool of mentees. There's something like 36 mentees, aka runners. What was I just looking at? That is... What did we just get? I was watching it happen, but I was also talking about something else. Wave. Oh, ice. Nice. Yeah, 36 mentees, aka runners. And then it feels like there's 8 active mentors. And I think 12 to 16 signed up. So to put a race together, we have to schedule, like, the 2 runners are going to pick what's best for them. And then the 2 mentors, one for each side, we'll see just among all the mentors who's available during that time slot. And they'll join on. And then also the SpeedGaming restream is going to handle itself the way that all the other SpeedGaming restreams go, where it's on the schedule for like less than a week, and commentators and trackers sign up. Screw tech. I didn't... Oh yeah. Pit Pirates is not complete. I was reviewing my tracking, see if I missed anything. But Pit Pirates are not considered complete. On Poogle's side. There's also a ammo balance tournament starting tomorrow for Map Rando. So it's going to be a lot like the season preset. The Herd Tricky tournament. It has 5 qualifier races. It'll be Friday through Tuesday. And then they'll go right into a bracket. And I think it's best of 3 single elimination bracket. The feedback has been to not have such long tournaments. But oh my, this Mentor tournament is long. Mentor tournament has been a round robin. So groups of 5, everyone plays everyone else. No, before that, it was qualifiers. I think they had about 2 months to do 3 qualifier seeds. And then round robin, groups of 5s play everyone in your group. And now we're into brackets, which are best of 3s double elimination. We all know that the biggest thing that the runners need is more experience. So we're giving them lots of races. And everyone here watching gets to see how they progress and improve over all this time. And improve they have. Well, Poogle's choosing to go into Brinstar. I don't think she got the... What was it, Meridia? I don't think she got the Meridia map. It happened moments ago. Like the story of how we got here, but I don't remember it. This ice plasma tech. Want to turn off wave. Interesting. You want to accidentally shoot through walls, I guess? Yeah, Josh still missing only 2 majors. Ones that would make traveling more convenient. Logically, you turn off gravity when doing this ice clip. And that's so that you have more time to press the inputs. Yeah, I'm pretty sure we haven't seen Criteria yet. And we have not seen Norfair. So one of those is going to have metal pirates. But Poogle definitely needs to go back up to Wreck Ship. Both of them extremely low on supers. Josh leaving behind a super drop behind. Only has a super because of that lucky mock droid drop. This looks like Fantoon. So even though it's not boss objectives, Fantoon still exists. And it's going to add extra time to your map collection wherever he is. I don't really see the point of this save. I think it's, well, it's sort of equivalent to saving after Fantoon plus map. Except you would have fewer supers. Since I think it's very expected that you get supers from Fantoon. Fantoon is not here. That was the time to use the save. Revert out of Metroids. That would have saved like 2 seconds. So very interesting how Fantoon's not here. So there's X's. Firefleece has a major. I don't know if we're looking for a speed booster for anything. We've seen most of the speed locks. But it was still a little bit tricky early on moving around. It's only 2 rooms over. I mean, if you're gonna pause that long, you'd be halfway there by now. Using a super to farm a Metroid 4 supers. That tends to not work out net positive. Oh, gonna do Metroid objective stack? Wait. Someone tell Josh that you can kill Metroids with missiles. That has to be not knowing that you can use missiles. And also you'd want to powerbomb this face here. With Spring Ball you can jump over him, even. Okay, gets value out of the save. Well done. I mean, he's seen where Pantherum is. That's all you need grapple for. Ah, and that's speed. Speed is Green Pirates. Green Pirate Shaft. When you see dark mode and light mode side by side, light mode, the outline on the room stands out so much. It's twice as bright compared to if you just regularly play light mode. Josh is playing dark mode, Poogle light mode. And that refers to the map. It's something that you only notice when switching between the two. So Josh needs to go up to wreck ship. Then either blind metal pirates or blind criteria. There's charge beam. Google also needs to do Meridia. They'd have plasmid pirates. And it's good for Poogle that Norfair didn't have metal pirates and Josh is not on his way to the end of the seed. But still, the gap is still there and she missed another objective by the looks of it. Chasing supers. Like, it feels nice to have extra supers. I guess it was just the one room over. Yeah, it's fine. Yeah, Poogle's playing a lot better now. The problem was early on in the seed not having like many items at all. And then death looping for 25 minutes. So this is really just time to calm down. And maybe playing the game and not worrying about dying at all is going to help calm down. Yeah, Poogle was dying to Mama Turtle at first. Like, was able to find Space Jump and Varia much earlier than Josh. But then she died for a long time. And Josh caught up on that. And then right after, Death looped on Acid chose the room, trying to cross the bottom of it. And that just makes it really hard to come back in this race. Since Josh has been playing the whole seed pretty solid. Josh is the higher seed. Pick the mode. Pick pirates. Google. Taking a break. Okay. That's why we did a croc fight. Or wait. Google already has that map. Is this what happened? GT is blocking the path through wreck ship. Huh. Could be a lot closer to not get hit on GT. And this is fine. I think you need to lower your missiles below 31. But otherwise this is fine for the lenient kill. And then the other thing is that Josh would want to do a crouch up shot to double hit GT. Okay, Decora room. Without speed booster. Hopefully that is not significant. And the map has to be here. Yep. Oh, Decora. Got it. Wait. Decora's the only way back. You need speed. Right? Yeah, Metal Pirates is speed locked. All right. Now you can moon dance through Decora. You can also G mode. Kinda don't expect to see either of those. You can G mode through GT's room even. That'd be a little bit easier even. Yeah, when you watch players learn how to play Map Rando Super Metroid, it's not always a linear improve evenly in every category. Sometimes they focus real heavily in whatever they want to learn. And there are runners who would jump directly to G mode as the thing they want to learn. Josh, famously mentored by Nito in the Map Rando mentor tutorial. We'll see if they continued teaching off stream. Since he needs speed to get back from here, where Josh is in Wreck Ship, it means Speed Booster is not going to be up here. Oh. And yeah, that's the one-way gate of Caterpillar, though. It is required, GT. So Speed is at the top exit of Torian into Brinstar. I think it's into Brinstar. I thought it was out of Torian into the Green Pirate Shaft. That is the last major. This is our first visit to sea. The map is forever away, which is good news for the poogle comeback. Norfair only has grapple. Wait. This is gonna be Fantoon, isn't it? I think Josh doesn't see the item. And so he's like, well, I don't exactly know all the rules of where items can be. So maybe it's up here somehow. But it's right there. Yeah. He sees it. Get a blue suit? Or wait. That'd be a Shine Spark interrupt. How would you get a blue suit? The elevator crystal flash would be to give yourself a flash suit. And then the flash suit is how you Shine Spark and interrupt that with another crystal flash. Because you need a blue suit to fall through Decora. Nope, taking the easy way out. Gonna head back down for Speed Booster, which is fairly far down. Adding a lot of time to this fast seed that we had going. The seed have very early suits, but they end up doing all the regions and then gotta go back to find the Speed Booster. Last locationing Speed Booster. Elevator Crystal Flash is something that almost no one would do in a race. Like Eddie could do it. I don't know if he's practiced enough to be confident in it. It's like Eddie and maybe Nito. I don't know how often it comes up in Insane Seeds. But that'd be it. I've done it before and practiced it before, but it would take me like way too long. The interrupt after it, like the Shine Spark interrupt to get the blue suit, that's not as hard, but you want to be practiced at it a little bit. All right. Oh, well, hope it's on the right. And it was on the right. DarthJosh finds the speed booster. Let's go all the way back. All the way up to near criteria. And then hopefully poogle finds the speed booster on the way out. poogle has significantly less information about Wreckship. Hasn't been to the middle section pretty much at all. But hoping that they get the speed booster and also remember Pit Pirates. And this is where we're at in the race. DarthJosh, in go mode, has a ton of excellent resources. Poogle's actually blinding these majors before getting them out. So Morph Bomb's X-Ray. Josh found the map first in this situation. Yeah, Josh actually went all the way to the Meridian map before going to Brinstar or Norfair at all. Showing the power of Wave Beam. Being able to open gates. So Poogle's gonna run into Mother Brain here. And I think this doesn't connect. So it's a lot of like small loops in the single chamber hub area. Yeah, so the bottom door is top of bowling. If you were to look at the region map, it sort of looks like it connects, but it doesn't. So that's unfortunate. We have to back out of this segment. That is a health tank. Not too important to scout that. And then Mother Brain is the door right above poogle. And they gotta exit out this whole loop area they've been doing. But did blind into the two majors, so that's something. And that's pretty much what the escape looks like. Mother Brain, they go up and left. Alright. So Josh taking another save. Gonna be heading up into the GT fight again. Get the GT kill. If you have to do something a second time, ideally you improve at it. But it's pretty arbitrary that GT doesn't do the crescent arc wave attack unless you're below 31 missiles. Can be about a full tile closer. If you're close enough, you don't get hit by that attack. He's close enough that if GT wasn't doing that exact attack, he wouldn't be getting hit. Yeah, middle. Josh has already killed Metal Pirates, but the exit was speed locked, and he didn't realize that for a while. Yeah, objectives makers. Why aren't Worst Room Pirates an objective? Add the Fast Pillar Setup Pirates. Look at it. Be like the non-Grey Door Pirates. So we have Fish Tank. Is there a fourth one? Worst Room, 3 Pillars, Fish Tank. Oh yeah, Green Pirate Shaft. There's Red Pirates. There's Croc Speedway. That's more than 4. There's too many. Poogle is leaving. There is an objective in Meridia. Oh, maybe Poogle's getting the speed booster. That'd be way better routing if Poogle goes for speed booster right here. Nice. Poogle can get speed. Oh yeah, amphitheater. It's like the main enemy. Samus's primary antagonist is Metroids or Space Pirates. One of them has been genocided, and the other, she's working on it. SpeedGaming with the raid. Has it been 2 games worth already? So we are in this mentor tournament race between Poogle and DarthJosh. Let me catch you all up on what's happening here. We had a logically fast seed. It's a seed that gave them both suits base jump very early on. But Poogle had mighty struggles getting those suits. Poogle lost about 15 minutes death looping to Mama Turtle and to Acid Chozo. DarthJosh found the suits in a friendlier order and didn't have that trouble. Josh's trouble has been with this speed booster. Didn't see it because it was in a little bit of a weird place. It was right at the exit of Torian, at the top of Green Pirate Shaft. So not a place that you would run into naturally. And our final objective was speed locked. And only speed locked on the return route. So we took a trip up, got it, Metal Pirates, and then found the speed lock. And now we're just mostly waiting for Josh to finish the seed out. Poogle needs to get the map in Meridia. Plasma Pirates are at the top of Meridia. Poogle already has speed boosters, so it's something. And then Pit Pirates are in the room that they get gravity in, up in Wreck Ship. But Poogle didn't have missiles at the time, so Pit Pirates didn't spawn. And that's why Poogle does not have that objective done. But you have to go back up to Wreck Ship for both Pit Pirates and Metal Pirates. And I guess Plasma's... Yeah, Plasma is right next to Plasma Pirates. That would have been cute if we didn't already have Screw Attack. What a nifty revert that was that Poogle had set up. Had the save at the ship already in place. Just blinded the perfect pivot. You don't have to place this power bomb high at all. And you do need to move. After the power bomb hits the trigger, which is in the top left of the tube, right above it, I believe, then you also need to move so that it processes what happened. There's a couple of just very minor knowledge things that I wish I could point out to the runners. There's Plasma. Do we not have ice, really? Doesn't seem like it. Oh, right. Ice was at Croc. So ice was the... Was it Torian map? I think ice was Torian map. And to get out, you have to fight Croc. So Poogle reverted that. And that's why the tracker is correct and always has been. Let's Plasma down. Yep, the trick to doing this tracker with the custom objectives is to always do it in a consistent order. So you're not trying to make sure that you're marking done on the correct thing. Get your guesses in for the escape. Escape is here in Meridia. We are on medium. It's not too far, but it is also farther than it looks. Josh is going to have a pretty fast Mother Brain fight. A full beam, a couple supers. I don't know if runners bother with supers when they have full beam. Opening with supers is a good choice. Yeah, medium means there's a larger escape timer multiplier than hard. So you need to account for that in your guess. Poogle's showing off the exact route that Josh will be taking. Don't forget to account for going the wrong way. Maybe any rooms that the runner will struggle. I guess that's separate. Yeah. A minute and a half. Seems like a solid guess. Because it's not... You don't take the diagonal, go directly to ship. You have to go all the way right and then all the way back left. Minute 20. So cup holders is the closest. Yeah, I started accidentally going that direction when I was describing the escape timer guessing game just now. I like doing that when there's two racers that are going to finish the seed. Then you can judge how their escape went and how well they played it by comparing their finish times. Yeah, should be fine. Took a slight wrong turn, but it is ever so slight. Medium multiplier is something like 2.5 times escape timer. And Josh's movement is better than that, so not gonna be trouble at all. Yep. Just under 20 seconds left on the timer. Oh. Oh, wow. Josh putting in the effort to make Zenith right. The Metroids are in captivity. Oh no, my tracker died. That's not good. We're playing Metroids. They will be starting in just a moment. This is the Super Metroid Map Rando Mentor Tournament. What happened? Tab Islands. And we're playing Metroids. This was Poogle's pick. So we're gonna get right into it. The first race of this best of 3 went decisively to Josh. Oh, this is interesting. Josh may be struggling with the double crumbles today. You kind of want the missile. But this the logic around this green pirate shaft is maybe a little unclear. At least to me. We get bombs first. That's a first item. I think it's likely that you can loop around. Because there has to be a loop that goes around. But bombs first. Climbing Cassius Room. That's what this is called. It's not too deadly. You're expected to take everything really slow in logic. So logic, especially on these non-heated rooms, they can just make you take as long as you need, really. Like, longer than anyone will want to do. Take. But Poogle gets through it. Another thing is if you have a save in the same room, then you can retry real fast. We are playing normal item progression or item placement. And so that means you are going to see a lot more majors early on. And that's probably why the morph bombs were just right there. Out in the open. And now it looks like you could come down, go through Green Pirate Shaft, get that E-Tank. E-Tanks are real nice to have, as we saw in the first race. We had some nice early items, but it still took a few minutes to get an E-Tank. It looks like Josh wants to explore first. Sensible, sensible. Oh, right. I forgot. You need Morph Ball to escape Green Pirate Shaft. Not something that comes up too often. But it continues to look like Josh is not going to immediately grab that tank. Look for more progression first. From the first race, I'd say it looked like Josh had the better movement a little bit. Like, had a better idea of how to get through the rooms. This play, though, don't know if I'm on board with this. Coming down to the bottom of Red Tower. You can bomb jump up and get both of those items at Mama Turtle. What's the plan? If we're not checking Mama Turtle items, and otherwise can't get back, Poogle is going to get the E-Tank right away. Okay. Now Josh could get out of Red Tower by IBJing up, bomb jumping up. But to do that, you almost need to kill the turtles. And there's 4 at the bottom. And Josh has 1 super. Then I don't think they died of missiles. So we'll see what's over here. Charge beam. That's cool. We'd love to keep charge beam. Okay, a little bit YOLO. And maybe that plan didn't play out as DarthJosh desired. I don't know that we saw the top item. But if I'm doing Mama Turtle, I like to scout both items before committing to one. Gonna come back for the E-Tank. Maybe do left side. Down below Green Pirates. That could have all been part of the strategy. Oh no! Yep, for a 3rd and 4th time, Josh falls down one side of the crumbles and not both. Yeah, the top door connects to high jump E-Tank. So this is all logical. What Poogle's doing is not logical. Poogle, this is a medium seed. So logically, you would have to kill all of the 4 enemies and also have high jump. And then likewise, coming to the bottom is not logical. You'd have to kill the 4 enemies and IBJ in hard logic kind. It's too high for medium logic. Josh running into the map. Getting lucky that it's not Fantoon since he left the missiles behind. Yeah, Mama Turtle has 2 majors. What are we actually supposed to do here? It looks like you get the bowling major. And then that gets you up out of Mama Turtle. And then that probably leads you to the Terminator major. I kind of see double suit here. Kind of a little bit. Possibly double suit. Since we know that one of the items is charge. That limits the high jump spring ball possibility. Yep, down. Down. Both of them right next to this major. Which has to be the progression. I'm not sure what to think about the top Mama Turtle item still. Like if this has to be an item to reach that or not. I think it does. Yeah. So the top mom turtle item would be jump into IBJ, and that's in hard. So this has to be a way to reach that. Google gonna come over and get the map. A little bit behind, but has the extra missile pack. Missiles feel a lot better to use on random pirates compared to supers. That is one thing going for them. And if this were a Fantoon, you'd want to have missiles for Fantoon, but also I don't think either of them are going to be doing a 1E tank Fantoon fight. Josh actually reverted the E-tank. With Space Jump, you can do Mama Turtle like without any trouble. Should be able to. I guess that's not true. You have to do the hard level trick to get the right side item, which is Charge Beam. So if you don't get also High Jump or Gravity, then you'd have to deal with that. And then Space lets you back up a Red Tower. You don't have to do the IBJ anymore. DarthJosh gonna carry all this momentum into the Mama Turtle encounter. Didn't break spin. Landing on the turtle, so kind of floated around above. Okay, charge and gravity. See if Poogle can spot the progression any faster. Okay. So with gravity, you go over to Main Street and get the double major there. I suppose it was never going to be the Terminator Major next. You would need Varia and Screw Attack for that. But we'll see what's in Main Street. Probably Speed Booster. So maybe Varia suits the Speed Locked item. But there's three majors over there, and then another one down at Key Stairs. And we don't really have the E-tanks to just face tank Key Stairs. Space Jump. I'd say that was a little faster. Like spotting the bowling major. So it took longer to do the other exploration leading up to this point, Poogle did. We have many majors, all within this one starting zone, as is typical. I haven't really focused on what to do after that, because you definitely need X's. Power bombs are necessary. Supers, you'd sure like to have another pack of those. Is this Josh making another run for the missile pack? Bet he's gonna go down at one side. Just the right side. Oh wait, he doesn't have the E-tank yet. Okay. Right. So hopefully double. See if he can do both sides. So close to only going down the right side. That was so close. When he wanted the left. Josh definitely has to work on this. Getting a lot of practice at it. But in the first seed, he got lucky that the side that he fell down had the item. Because in that case, it would have been a long loop around. So, gets the E-tank. Here's Poogle's Nemesis room. You need to not be on top of the turtle. shoot any of the little turtles or double jump them. And now get on. Okay, that was almost too slow getting on even. And then Poogle doesn't know the majors, I don't think. But the top one is definitely what you want first. The other one is charge. Gravity. Okay, we're all tied up. This almost looks like you have to farm the crabs at Crab Hole. Be able to go all the way to Main Street. Because there's a relatively high amount of heat. We're playing medium, so it is a high heat multiplier. And then also they have space jump, and that's going to reduce the amount of damage you take in heat rooms by a surprising amount. And I don't think you want to do Croc. It's not going to be logical. Yeah, Croc in medium is something like 50 missiles. Okay, Josh is going to do it. This is how you do low missile Croc. You try to interrupt the step forwards by only using one missile at a time. Switch it up to 2. I mean, if Josh doesn't miss, then has enough ammo to do the fight entirely. But is playing it out as if he wants to farm missiles. Oh, they have charge, right. That's... yeah, I overlooked that. Yeah, Croc's definitely in logic, and should be using charge. All this non-charge use is time loss. But it's a tank over here. Yeah, that's why the heat rooms look so long. You're supposed to get another tank. Yeah. As I watch both of them play through the seeds, like, there's things that I'd like to tell them, like, that they could be doing better, such as using charge on Croc. Especially just for the logical implications of having charge before Croc. But it's also going to make the fight a lot easier and save time. Yeah, like in Green Pirate Shaft, you don't want to shoot at the bottom row until you're positioned. I don't know if waiting out the enemies in Cassius room is some grand insight. But it's how logic sees the room. It's about 2 tanks to get through Rising Tide. Maybe Poogle doesn't want to do the double heat room either. Oh, Poogle's going for Terminator. You can do this. You kind of have to beat the first pirate, though. You can't take a hit. And outpacing the key hunters is in hard logic, I believe. So, definitely not in logic. More so because you can't get back. You would expect 2 or 3 hits to get back. But you can go down, get the X and the major. But what you need to see is that the speed booster over... I'm calling it all as grouped as Main Street. The 3 majors at Main Street. But speed boosters over here, it unlocks whatever we saw on the way up. And then there's also spring ball in the middle. Be careful. Oh, be super careful. Crab's gonna do 60 damage with one suit. Shot a missile into the spring ball. And then refuses to use it. Disrespect after the betrayal of spring ball. Looks like Poogle doesn't see it. That's too bad. That's some time loss. Like, usually in these moments, a mentor will at least notice what to do. Be more experienced at reading the map. And then could tell the runner, like, where to go. Or some mentors are even more hands-off than that. Won't speak up. Screw attack, huh? Josh needs more health. Does need more health. After recovering more health, can do the in-room Shine Spark to get to screw attack. Checking the door on the left, interesting. If you wanted to farm Kraid, you would not use a super. That's something that needs to be on your mind. It's like you specifically want to get all health drops off Kraid, so you use missiles to kill him. E-Tank. E-Tank is what he wanted. It might even be part of the logic to get to the Terminator item. There's an exit Terminator, and that's still really valuable. I don't think they need a Various suit right now to be the major that's over there. So I think it could be any random thing. A little bit too far left. When you're doing the Shine Spark in Main Street, you want to align with one of the floating platforms. Or if you do the Shine Spark along the bottom, then you would line up on one of the plants, which is a tile wide. There you go. Screw attack is all yours. So, it's likely that screw attack is for key stairs. For the X that's over there. The nice thing about X's, if you're looking for power bombs, is that if it's a super, you're not even that sad. Doesn't have a way to kill the Metroids. But this is where we point out that screw attack lets you logically go through Metroid rooms by bouncing the Metroids off. But also, he has enough energy that, with one suit, that you could just run through the room anyway. It's just a little less clear when that is the case. This is in medium, so the Metroid damage scales up like heat damage does. Since how much damage you take depends on how well you move through the room. That's the rule of thumb for damage multipliers. So like the Dragon grapple kill, if you're doing electric damage to Dragon, then that's going to be just a fixed amount before she dies. So that doesn't scale with multiplier. It's possible that at some point we add a change to the logic where you do a partial kill with grapple and then like farm up the goops and then go back to do the rest of the damage. But that would be written as a separate strat entirely. And still wouldn't scale. See how Poogle handles the crab. Gonna wait it out. Okay, Josh making the gamble play. Does not want to run all the way back to that Terminator X. And it pays off. I want to point out again that this is in Norfair. They're playing depth. So Norfair shouldn't really connect to any new zone. So if you can, you want to at least get all the information here so that you know when to come back. But even better than that is just doing everything now. And it's also right next to Mother Brain. So it's not too much of a problem to come back anyway. Nice jump up. Okay, true refusal to use Spring Ball. But that was a really nice wall jump to get up here. You can do just a jump morph from the crumble block up to the morph tunnel. That's right. I don't think I see anyone go for that jump morph. It's usually always the wall jump morph. But the wall jump morph shouldn't be in anything lower than hard. See Poogle try and get the short charge. You don't have to do much of a short charge because it's a long enough runway. It's probably just one tap. You can see a lot of people, me included, fail short charges by trying to do one much tighter than it needs to be. Like trying to do multiple taps and then missing somewhere along the way because you're adding more points of failure. Yeah, Poogle gets it fast enough. Also aligned by jumping up and then falling all the way down. It seemed to be the plan. But the way that Poogle did it, almost ran out of Shine Spark Timer. That is Metroid's 4 done. We did not get the map for Norfair. The map way off to the right. Yep, Josh was able to get a powerbomb pack from the sand pit. Came back around, killed Metroid's 4. And it seems like Poogle is... really should be getting the items. The aqueduct items. Those are just good to have. Josh going down a one-way. The type of one-way that usually has another loop out. And then killing the B-Toms with Powerbomb. I kind of like doing that, but if you have Screw Attack, it's not really necessary. I'm fairly confused by all the power bombing, really. Like, B-Toms aren't that dangerous. Could take the save and then make this run. But if you take the save here, then you're going to be very low energy. As in, very low energy. For whatever you have to do top left. Oh, Okay. Thread the needle. It's a decent farm. So I don't think Josh has to worry that much about anything. Oh no. So when reserves trigger, they're gonna freeze time, and that means you need to react to time unfreezing to press your next input. You know, like, you're holding your inputs the whole time, and that's why Josh ran off to the left. Just wasn't able to change inputs when control resumed. But made it through. Could have taken at least one hit, maybe two, with this health in a suit. We see a Meridia connection. And if you go all along the bottom and do a gate glitch, it's pretty okay to come this way. We also have light mode versus dark mode again, as well as the same sprite choices. No tile swap or palette swap for either runner. But playing with a different sprite is pretty significant to like, how well you perform in rooms. So poogle wants the item here. Missed the power bombs. Power bombs were in the sandpit. I think they're out of logic, but can't confirm. It's the easy gate glitch. And it's just the other side of Coliseum that has the Meridia connector. When you have morph bombs, there's a lot you can do. So power bombs are less necessary. Yeah, it looks like you logically needed the power bombs to get out. Orange door on the right, gate glitch on the left. Gate glitch is not in medium. In hard, you need 15 tries for a gate glitch, and in medium, it's not logic at all. But we still don't know what's over at Terminator. There's an X and a Major over there. And that's what the screw attack looked to be leading to, plus the extra tank here at Aqueduct. And I suppose this Green Hills Green Hills Z tank is also logic. I wonder if poogle is playing too much in logic right now. Because sandpits usually have good items. But the save is a little bit away. If you had a save right there, then you'd really want to be checking the sandpits for items. But poogle gonna play towards the map. See how that goes. The other option would be to go back up a zone, get the known X plus Major, and to go up towards Brinstar, you would need power bombs. So, yeah, it's either blind Norfair or go all the way across Torian. Radio with fast map. I see it right there on the minimap. Always keep your eye on the minimap. It's gonna help you go through, go through room to room. We have the beach item. Grid. Is that it? Poogle makes it to the map, so that's good. And also has a lot more health. But the thing is, I think the way out of here... No, the way out would be through the top. The top left door of Chronic Boost. And then you fall down the Edcum B-Toms. Yeah. So Poogle gonna have way more health getting out of here. Might want to go for the major though. Not the major, the X. Pretty dependent on how she feels about the run through all that heat. Okay, I wasn't sure if Josh was gonna keep wave. But a lot of the time it's always a good idea to keep all of your majors. So you're gonna make the rest of the playthrough nicer. Okay, Poogle. Poogle has to go through Sandpit here. Is able to do the gate glitch. It's an X and a major. I don't see how we see anything else. Josh finishing up Meridia. Nothing over there. Poogle able to play in sand just enough to get by. Being able to jump on top of sand is in hard, and it's called can play in sand. Not everyone knows how to play in sand. It's a tricky skill. Well, now I gotta wonder if Poogle knows he can shoot that chop block. But just jumping through a spring ball is fine too. Poogle about to run to X-Ray, another super pack. See how she gets up here through the crumble block side? Also does the wall jump morph. Wall jump morphs like that are in hard. Thunder can wall jump instant morph. I'm pretty sure the intended way to get up there with gravity is to jump morph. But if you don't have gravity, you definitely want to learn and practice the wall jump morph. Okay, so Poogle gonna head left. Check out Meridia. I just expect to see the same thing that Josh did. There's a save over there. So it's what common sense routing tells you to do. Josh going straight up. This means not collecting the major over at Terminator and Key Stairs. Is that a Ridley in front of Wreck Ship? Okay. So, bottom door, a bit of a bust. There's also a save right here I'd like to see Josh take. Poogle's turning around. How very interesting. Like, if you turn around and don't go back, then this just works out better. Oh, right, Metroids. Well, I don't think going back for Metroids is a good play. Because Metroid 4 is right next to Mother Brain. You gotta come back over here anyway. But that might be it. Josh finding another E-Tank. Nice. Need to be way overqualified in your difficulty selection before you pass up E-Tanks. We're expecting everyone to take random damage as they go through these rooms. Running back to the right to fall through these floors. Not peak plan. Makes it work. Done. See, the Metroid rooms are all labeled 1, 2, 3, 4, so I know what order to set them in. But the pirates and the Chozos gotta invent an order that makes sense. I like my ordering for the pirates. Pit Pirates is like the first one you run into, the Criteria Pirates. Then you have the Kraid Pirates, and then Plasma, because Dragon comes before Ridley. In the natural boss order. And for Chozos, it has a bit of a similar thing. BT's early, GT's late. Bowling is sort of like Fantoon. And who's the other one? Acid. Yeah, how do you choose between Acid Chozo and GT? They're basically the same place. Which one's 3, which one's 4? Josh, we're up to 7 tanks, plus 2. Fearlessly diving into this caution door. Makes it through without getting yoinked. Yoink Room doesn't care how many tanks you have. Wow. Google makes her way into Meridia. So really just went over for the Metroids and came back. And now you're going to see that Metroid room doesn't have anything in it, just a major, and then you have to walk back. So, gonna feel pretty bad about that. Fantoon located in Brinstar. Well, yeah, I think Josh did this too. Revert to the Coliseum save and then re-enter the zone again. Spays are located. We're almost there on damage. Charge Wave Spazer is pretty strong. But it's also a fairly long fight. Just the Mother Brain fight. Grapple located. That was the item Josh skipped last seed. Collecting it now 41 minutes in. It's something I didn't do at all. Was shout out the runners. Link to their Twitch channels. For everyone here watching to give them a follow. Poogle Racer and DarthJosh 7 are today's runners. That was Wave Beam. Yeah, so Josh taking in a 1-game lead in this best of 3. Poogle had big struggles in the early game in the first race. But Josh once again in the lead here. But in this case it was more about small, like pulling ahead in small ways, room to room. Just doing every room a little bit better. Not really having any struggles. Aside from Green Pirate Shaft. This map does not want to be collected. Has the Great Wall of Single Chamber in the way. And it's also a Fantoon map. Good news is that since this is Metroid objectives, Josh could be able to revert out of this Fantoon. Poogle almost back. And then we'll see if Poogle goes for the major to the far right of Orion. Wait. Making a play to the right of the Key Hunter, the Kraid Key Hunter room. When the map is to the left, what does this mean? And blinds Varia. The gamer sense on this guy. Gets Varia the first thing he does. Refills all these E-tanks. Purely so he can enjoy rolling through acid, I'm sure. Okay, so Josh, sometimes lucky. And now we know that the far right major in Torian is not Varia suit. And that means it shouldn't matter to anyone. Poogle also not going for it. I think it had more value in being the potential logical power bombs. I didn't have much hope of it being Varia suit. Yeah, that's Ridley right in front of Wrecked Ship. I haven't looked at the map long enough to see if there's a path up from below the Wrecked Ship door. Josh almost knocked out the door in the Fantoon fight. Door is open until you do damage to the boss. And that is a change from vanilla, which would give you a gray door that locks as soon as you enter the room. But in Map Rando, you have no way of knowing which door is the boss door. Like, in a lot of cases. So it wouldn't be fair to just have you run into a boss room and then have to reset. Same idea with the caution doors, just so that you don't blind your way into a reset, because resets are not fun. Josh not setting up for the X Factor kill. I know how many Map Rando runners know it. How to do the X Factor kill. When I started playing Super Metroid, it seemed like most people preferred X Factor kill. He would be coming over from Super Metroid speedruns, and the more common speedrun route to start with was the old route. And you could get an easy 2 round if you learn the X Factor Fantoon. Now there's a lot more rando mains. Or otherwise skipping the X Factor setup and just going straight to Dopplers. You go directly from Ice Wave Spazer Fantoon into the Doppler Fantoon. Probably because it applies to more situations. Especially Rando. Oh. Canteen's not a thing I can mark on the tracker. I'm thinking about the Dragon fight. A speedrun Dragon also has an X factor, and it's like high jump and speed and gravity, so it's a lot of items to do that. And you almost never get everything. The 2 majors and then you're out of here. Bottoon as well. Like, they're really fast ways of doing Bottoon and Dragon. But the situation is so rare to be helpful in Rando that I'm just forgetting how to do them. Oh, poogle doing the morph turnaround? That's pretty hard to do. I think it has like a 2 or 3 frame window to turn around without moving a pixel. And then remembered wave beam. I haven't noticed in all this time watching that poogle either hasn't been moonwalking or doesn't have it on. I think the attitude to moonwalk is that everyone is expecting to need to turn it on eventually, so they start with it on early. But it's fairly frustrating, mostly in the Ridley fight. Morph turnaround for that gate glitch, okay. Gate glitches in general, you don't need to morph turnaround. Another way you can do it is you can spin jump into the wall, and it has a bit of a bigger window. Whoops. Then the morph turnaround. But I think it's still more common to do the morph turnaround than the wall jump into the wall. There's a couple situations where you can't do that. Such as left sandpit. In that case, you'd have to do the morph turnaround. The X-ray fire fleas, like insane jump with high jump, also comes to mind. I don't know why. No one should ever learn it. I guess maybe, because the door is open. If the door were closed, then you'd have, like, eons to press the turnaround. But with the door open, you have to do a short hop, and then turn back around. Both of them in the same room. I definitely pressed plasma. Yeah, that's a required Ridley. Below wreck ship is acid Choza. Well, it's you do a full height jump and then at any point press right. But yeah, it is more movement intensive than... But still, the morph turnaround is tighter timing window. So here we have two runners without mentors, playing their way through the seeds. We're seeing that they're able to do hard tricks. I don't know if there's anything that would make a seed unbeatable. But Poogle has been struggling on a couple of things. Things that are like top, mid, medium, and then mid, hard logic level difficulty. And then the non-minimal requirements would be the medium bracket runners tend to need more items to finish the game. Get more items for Ridley. Yeah. Even looking at this Ridley right here, it's a perfectly normal loadout to have new route beam plus 15 supers. But Josh taking a lot of damage. X-factoring mid-fight, purely experimental. Getting a few of these to hit. It's looking like 2 are hitting each time, and that's the same as 1 super or 2 charge shots if all the beams are on. But the problem with X Factor is you can't do anything else while the particles are flying around. Missed 1 super. Gets the manip. Did not stand far enough left, unfortunately. If you don't have high jump, it's harder to get the pogo manip. And then you also don't want to jump around a lot. So Ridley is either dead or needs a little bit more damage. Yep, dead. The other particle hit right before his grab. He went through all of his energy. But Poogle ran into the same situation of like trying to get to the map in Brinstar. Grabs grapple, avoids Spazer. Varia's over here. So you logically definitely have to do this. And probably for comfort would want to come over here. Poogle's on 5+2. 25 supers though. So it's not like Ridley's that crazy for a competitive hard level runner. But Poogle probably looking for Varia, and if not, just wants an easier path through the seed. Poogle's the one that had Plasma for a while now, too. Josh just skipped it. Poogle was blinding the top of Brinstar, and that's where Plasma was. Now, Varia is sort of on the path to Fantoon and the Brinstar map. But if poogle keeps going this way, she'll run into it. Wow. Really on top of these gate glitches today. Another one first try. Oh, nice. Reasons out that the top left single chamber is more likely. So I'm going to save a bit of time here over what Josh did. And various suit is to the right. Map is left, various suit to the right. We're not going 2 for 2 on blinding into this various suit. Josh into wreck ship. It's probably a criteria over here. Let's see. That means high jump is the major to the far right of Torian. I'm still wondering where Ice Beam was. Yep. We've seen the powered off save. So it has to be Fantoon map over here. Gonna try to do the microwave kill. But you must hit Fantoon with a missile first before you can do microwave kill. And it has to be charge shots. With Speem, it is still 3 round. I see 2 Metroids. I didn't really see C. 2 Metroid rooms. I guess we're not getting microwave. It's not as trivial as you'd think to get microwave on Fantoon. A lot of the time, Fantoon, like if you're not manipulating well, it's gonna be hard to shoot with your charge shot. It's often enough that there's flames just going to knock you around. And also, if you don't have wave, then your shot can easily hit a wall and like disappear itself before you can get the microwave off. Okay, it's another boss down that I will not be tracking. I know why Poogle's paused. Get the map and then pause. Probably looking for a save. Like their last save. That must be iced up there. It's Spring Baller. Okay, so top 2 majors, very nice. And then high jump is also known over by Terminator. There's criteria. Got it. I didn't mark the objective. I forget which one it was. I'll mark one of them. I'll find out if I'm right or not when we get to the other Metroid room. Alcatraz Escape is in hard logic. But I think with Space Jump, it is in logic right now. That's something that you need to learn in basic. Because Crab Hole is impossible to cross without being able to do a space jump into Morph. So I think the same reasoning applies to Parlor, trying to get up through that Alcatraz tunnel. You should be able to do a space jump without moving, and then mid-air morph. So Josh ended up powerbomb killing all the Metroids. Not getting full value out of Ice Beam. Yep. Poogle getting the various suit. So, looking great for having a comfy finish to the seed. Has a nice stockpile of E-tanks and super packs. Does have a Ridley fight coming up. So, they'll be good to watch. We'll get to see how Poogle's Ridley fight goes. I expect to see this Ice Beam pick up, because even if it's high jump, that would improve your movement enough to be pretty meaningful. And then Ice Beam's always good for Zeb skip, beam damage, taking a save just because. It is down. Down, Dragon, Metroids 2. So close to all the bosses. All boss objectives. Required Ridley, required Dragon, and various suit right next to Fantoon. Wow. We're getting the full value out of this seed. Ice Beam get. Poogle's trying to spring ball up. It's the middle block. Quick, use X-ray to find the hole. There it is. I guess that's a crumble block, isn't it? Okay. Maybe Josh will give us a microwave on Dragon. The Fantoon microwave is a little unintuitive, and you gotta manip Fantoon to get it to work. Josh, without plasma, not gonna be able to do that thing I suggested. It does do an X-ray. Wishing that he had plasma, I'm sure. So instead we can look forward to a grapple kill. In medium, a grapple kill is in logic if you float to the top of the room and then grapple the turret up there. It's in very hard where you do the bottom turret grapple. Okay. In that situation, you don't want to run left and trigger the goops early. Because if the goops appear too early, then as soon as they stop being spawned, then Dragon will completely ignore you, even if you get gooped. Doing the double IBJ out, which is very impressive. Like, we're not trying to go to that door, but double IBJ is very high level tech. I think Josh said in one of his previous races that he wanted to improve his double IBJs. Dragon's one of those fights where you have downtime, so you can practice things like that. Getting our Pit Pirate objective done. Should have been paying attention to how many objectives we had in a row here. Okay. Bam, bam. Done. We even had a peek at the objective screen. I don't think we get to see that too often on the restream. But there is an objective screen in Map Rando. Something that we, the devs, have been concerned about for a long time is, like, what if you can't tell what objectives you have left to do? Especially if it's something like random objectives. So the objective screen was added for that. Okay. I think Poogle's going to take a lot of hits here. That's what these jumps tell me. So started with supers. Missed a decent number of them. The problem is that the tail doesn't care about screw attack. And without high jump, Poogle's not really jumping over the tail. But full beam is big damage. So should be able to get through the fight okay. But really taking a lot of damage. Oh, going for the rare reverse manip. That is a thing you can do. Like, the vast majority of the time, runners are going to let Ridley just continue pogoing on the left until he stops. But you can roll under, and then do the pogo manip the other way, and then do it again. And then just chain that forever. That is a way to do the Ridley fight. We got 4 reserve energy. Coming down. Save, and there's a health refill there, I guess. I can save. There's nothing that could be a soft lock risk at this point. I think we've even seen all the mini-bosses, such as Spore Spawn and Croc. Went through Croc very early on, with our logical charge beam over at Mama Turtle. So I don't think there's any one-ways that'd be a soft lock. But taking a save. Doesn't have to do Ridley again. Josh coming back through the Ridley room. Gonna head down to Mother Brain, who is, I think it's the bottom of Torian, right outside of Norfair. Yeah, so right there at the bottom. And then the ship was also in Norfair. If not Norfair, then Meridia. So I guess the escape is faster than last seed. But we'll see. When you're watching Map Rando for like 2.5 hours, you can't remember all the details. Josh already up 1 game. It's a best of 3. It's the medium lower bracket. Wonder if I should write that on the overlay. Does that look nicer? I don't see why this text box can't hold all the words. I'm gonna add more words. Very sick base jump through Rising Tide. Yeah. I think medium lower bracket reads a lot nicer than medium lower. Metroid's objective, it's already redundant with the tracker at the bottom. But it's there. Josh doing Ice Zeb Skip. Does have enough runway for Speed Zeb Skip, but chooses Ice Skip. I'm pretty sure that's what everyone learns. First between the two. There's also a second doing the Zeb skip at the second Zebitite. That's another one. It's decent to learn if you're having trouble with the others. You just have to spin jump onto the Zebitite, and then you morph, unmorph, and then morph again. That one's fairly easy too. But it's also kind of harder to understand. It's like you expect it to work, and then it just doesn't for some reason. So, we're into the Mother Brain fight. Get your guesses in. This is about half fight and beam shots, so 20 shots and then supers. Has lots of safety health. You pop out into Norfair right here, and then it's some amount left to the ship. On the topic of Moonwalk, it comes up all the time in the Ridley fight because you have to turn around in that. In the Mother Brain fight, it's when you're dodging catch-up. Like a lot of the time you want to position against the right wall to have more time to react. But you can't be moonwalking and jump, because that's called a moonfall. And that gets many people killed. If you're trying to jump over the red beam, you do a moonfall, you get double hit. DarthJosh through the Mother Brain fight. Okay. I was completely wrong on where the ship is. Instead of down, go up. Yeah, it's pretty rare for the runners to just agree to play the third game. I think it happens in high-profile races, but even then, that's pretty rare. More of a show match thing. And everyone's playing Map Rando every day already. So it's not like it needs to get the restream. If you want to watch another race between Poogle and DarthJosh, you can follow their own streams. At some point, they'll join the competitive, hard Map Rando season races scene. Faced off. And you can watch them there. DarthJosh takes it 2-0. I lost all of my windows. There. So unfortunately, Poogle is out of the tournament now. DarthJosh going to be moving on, making the lower bracket run.
Hello.
Hello, Josh. Welcome. Congrats. GG.
Thank you. Holy
Hello.
crap.
How was it without a mentor? Lonely?
It was fine. Hurt more in the first game with that one than I did in the second one.
Joined by Poogle. Welcome.
Hello.
How was your experience without a mentor?
I mean, the seats were fun, honestly. My decision making is just kind of poor.
Yeah, that's one of the things that a mentor could come in, help correct. That's one of the major aspects that a mentor would be here for. Decision making.
My game knowledge is also not great. So running I can manage, but everything else I'm not great on. But genuinely fun seats today. I'm okay with my performance.
Oh, that's good. It's good to hear. Yeah, the second seed looked fine from both of you. Josh just having the better movement throughout, just builds time over the course of the seed.
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah, the first seed had kind of a more noticeable issue at the start of Poogles.
Well, that's what happens when you dead a Mama Turtle 4 or 5 times in a row.
That'll do
Yeah.
it.
Yeah, okay. One thing I'm upset with both seeds as to. Mama Turtle, dang near immediately. Why? Why would the seeds do this? Yeah, no, I died like 4 or 5 times to Mama Turtle in the first seed. So
It happens to most of us.
Yeah.
I just genuinely don't know how to do the room safely, so that's not great.
Yeah, there are a couple of things like from both of you that stood out. But for Mama Turtle, you want to shoot a turtle before jumping onto Mama?
Do you have to shoot a baby turtle or shoot Mama?
Yeah, baby turtle. Shoot the baby turtle and then jump on.
I thought you shot Mama Turtle and then. Okay, well, today I learned. No, I just did not know how to do that room correctly, and it showed. But things to learn.
Always things to learn.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah. Good seeds. Neither one of you went to the far right major in the seed we just played. That stood out to me.
High jump boots.
Uh-huh.
But by power of deduction, it's high jump boots.
It just seemed like you get screw attack and then you go over there for power bombs. But you both
I
did
got power
Norfair
bombs from the
instead.
sandpick and didn't want to go back.
Yep, you both got those power bombs. Josh actually got them a lot faster.
Where were they? Let's see. They were. That's what. Yeah. No, because for that major, no, other thing I forgot was the bomb maze tunnel thing in Bubble Mountain. So that took me a minute. Yeah. You know, I genuinely sat there for a minute at least going, where does the seed want me to... Oh, I have bombs. I didn't want to go back for that major because it's like, I'm now all the way over here. That's one major. If it's like... The game's not going to be mean enough to put Varia over there behind the Red Key Hunters. I don't think Medium will do that. So I banked on it not being required and just kind of left.
Yep. That makes sense. And it definitely worked out in the seed. You didn't need high jump.
Uh-huh.
I'm also committed to doing heated runs if I have no idea where Varia is.
Yeah,
like, I super do not know what heated run tolerance is in Medium or at all. But considering we had the energy for it, I was like, you know what? Varia's somewhere. Also, was Ridley required?
Yes.
I just committed.
Yes.
Okay. I was unsure if you could go around, but I'm like, I'm committing.
Yeah. There's also a required Dragon.
Uh-huh.
Wait, what? What do you mean there's required Dragon? What do you? Is it in criteria?
Yeah.
Okay. You finished, and I just hit East Ocean.
Yeah, past that, and then it goes into I don't know what that room is. Mount Everest. And then if you go down and left, you hit Dragon, and then you hit
No. Oh, that's so rude. I mean, Dragon, by the time we hit criteria with the loadout we probably both had, was not bad, I don't think.
No, I didn't have... I never got Plasma, but other than that...
I mean, grapple exists.
Mm-hmm.
Yep. Had an excellent grapple kill.
Thank you.
I don't know if keeping Plasma was a good idea. Like, I don't know if a couple of calls I made were the right call. Like, keeping the stuff I did in Brinstar after getting the map, I probably should have just reverted to ship. And then...
Yeah, Bryn was something else.
Yeah, Bryn was bad. I don't know how you play that like optimally.
I probably should just have not kept grapple and like. Oh no, I remember why I kept grapple. Because I couldn't save anywhere that wasn't the ship because the damn save point was not powered. That was so rude. That's why I committed to the left of Brinstar, because I didn't have the save because it wasn't powered, and I was like, you know what? I guess I'm just here now.
Yeah. And then also Varia's over there.
Yeah, no, I got Varia.
Yep.
Varia was nice. Because you just had to do a decent amount of heated running to get there.
Yeah,
I actually took even the harder route to get to it, too. I didn't even go up to the top left of Big Pink. I just went through that heated room.
Ooh.
Yeah.
Yeah, we seem to see...
Gate
between the
glitches
two
saved
of
me
you.
from having to do a couple of kind of gross things.
Yeah, your gate glitches were on point.
Mine were not.
First try.
For one, like, that's why I'm not super upset with how I played, because my movement was about on par for where I am. I just need to improve. But the random things that I needed to do to get through the seed were actually not bad. Like, my Ridley was fine, my Fantoon was fine, and my gate glitches were decent for once.
Yeah. Yeah, I think there's a number of random room strats that you need to learn still.
Yeah.
But the things you do know, pretty solid.
Just means I gotta work more.
More racing. There you go. There's your Twitch link in the chat. Twitch.tv/poogle racer. Twitch.tv/DarthJosh7.
Oh, there is one question I have from the first seed. How do you get the pirates to get into pit room? I know I stopped for a couple solid minutes that seed, and that was me genuinely trying to look up how you get the pirates to show up in that room.
Oh.
I just forgot entirely.
It's just one of those, you have to have the planet awakened, which requires Morph and 5 missiles in any Greydor, I believe.
Is that just what it is?
You need to walk into the room with Morph and 5 missiles. It's not related to the planet awakened.
Oh, it's not? Okay.
I don't think so.
That's...
It will wake up the planet once you kill them.
Yeah, I genuinely did not know that was how you got the pirates in the room. I just knew that sometimes... Like I said, my game knowledge is not it's getting there.
Yeah, there it is. It's on the very bottom of the seed page. In the smallest text.
Heck! Where? No.
It's in the smallest text in a footnote.
Is it actually? Oh no. Hold on.
I don't know where else it's written, but
no, because I was trying to find it on the logic page in general, couldn't find it.
I'm pretty sure it's written on the item pickup strat. In the logic page.
It's just on a CGen page. Dang it. Yeah.
But no. That's a thing that's...
No, it doesn't say what you
it.
need to get open. No, it says planet awakened by killing the enemies. It doesn't say what you have to do to get the enemy to show... Okay, so it's 5 missiles and Morph Ball. Noted. I'm definitely don't remember that feature.
But yeah, that's something that I was mentioning for everyone, that you've been into pit room but did not get credit for the pirates kill because they didn't spawn in.
No, they weren't there. Oh well. I still hadn't found Metal Pirates Room, so...
Yeah, Josh ran into... didn't say the speed lock on the way back from Metal Pirates.
I did not. I got super scared because I had to go find it.
And it wasn't close.
Oh, it was not.
Yeah, both of you with some struggles in the seeds. I guess you both liked your picks of Pirates and Metroids. I don't think we see too many Metroid picks.
I just didn't remember how to do bowling today, so I was like, I'm not picking pirates. Not pirates. I'm not picking Chozo.
Chozos.
Because I like Chozo, but there are just some days where I can't brain things correctly, and today was one of those days, so bowling was not happening.
Fair and reasonable.
So that's why I went with Metroids.
There are many reasons to not want to pick bowling.
No, I just don't remember how to do it.
You kill Fantoon, and that powers it on. And then you jump over to the hands and ride the bowling. Chozo.
Yeah, sometimes I just don't process things correctly. That's fine. Other main reason I picked Metroids was just because reasonable to get ice beams, so Zepskip was probably a thing that was going to happen.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, good races from both of you.
Yeah.
Josh taking the win, and Poogle out of the tournament. So hope you liked
Now
your time here. Got lots of practice.
Yeah. I'm mostly was just going to say sarcastically that, oh no, now I can't volunteer to set up my own races. Yeah, just means I get to volunteer more.
Yep.
Good luck keeping going forward, Josh. Give him heck.
Thank you.
Yep. No one's done with Map Rando forever. Play that as much as you need. And yeah, Josh will keep playing, keep moving along in the lower bracket. More races to come. Give any closing words, either of you? No?
I don't think so. I was just about to look at what's coming up for me.
Bringing up the schedule. Yeah,
what's upper? I'm playing Leslie Pro next.
Okay. Leslie Pro's been making a run of lower bracket.
What it looks like, yep.
Yeah, everyone's been putting in so much work. I just gotta put in more, it looks like.
Okay. So, I guess that'll be it from us here with the Map Rando Mentor Tournament, the race between Poogle and DarthJosh. Tune in next time, tomorrow, for some more Mentor Tournament races. Yeah. So tomorrow we have Cold Slayer Fernap and custom LN minus with X's. Lots of Mentor Tournament races, all of this week, all of next week, many, many more races in the tournament. And then I also want to once again mention the Ammo Balance Tournament qualifiers. They're starting tomorrow. I didn't bring up the times for that either. But that tournament is tomorrow. There it is. 1 p.m. Eastern. And there'll be a hard, tricky tournament with a patch. So tune in for all that. We also need help on crew. Not just for the Mentor Tournament, for all Map Rando events. Yeah, thanks to SpeedGaming for letting us put this restream on for everyone to watch. And of course, thanks to the runners. And now we're out of here. See you all next mission. Good night.